Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lee Kong Chian School of Business Postgraduate Ceremony. So first off, it is very nice to see all of you here today to support our postgraduates. And as you can tell, they're clearly enthusiastic and ready to go. But before we start, just a few announcements. Do remember to turn all your mobile phones and beeping devices to the silent mode. Also, do remain seated throughout the ceremony. And I will share with you what we will be doing for the program today. So firstly, we'll be having the opening address delivered by Professor Jared George, Dean of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, after which we will have our very own postgraduate make a speech, and then we will have the much-awaited presentation of the postgraduate degrees. So for this segment, we have hired professional photographers to take individual close-up shots of each graduates, and all of these will be available for download from the photographer's website from the 15th of August. So we do seek your cooperation in staying seated while the graduates are receiving their certificate. And the next announcement goes out specifically to the postgraduates. So I know taking selfies is a big thing, but we do request you refrain from taking selfies while on stage or receiving your postgraduate degrees. And after receiving your postgraduate degrees, we also request you to head back to your seat and remain seated for the rest of the ceremony. So now that we've got those announcements out of the way, we are ready to start. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the Grand Processional. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. Thank you. You may now take your seats. Good evening, Dean of Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Professor Jared George, distinguished guests, professors, graduates, friends, and family. A very warm welcome to the Lee Kong Chian School of Business Postgraduate Ceremony 1. My name is Angel, and I will be your MC for this evening. This special moment would not have been possible without the contributions of many people in this room. Firstly, we have the faculty and staff who guided the graduates throughout this journey, and we also have the friends and family who have supported them throughout the course of their postgraduate degree. So from the bottom of our hearts, let's put our hands together and give all these people a warm round of applause. And now, it is my pleasure to welcome the Dean of Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Professor Gerard George, for his welcome address. Dean Jerry, please.
I think the mood music is better than my speech, but welcome. My name is Jerry George. I am a professor of innovation and entrepreneurship. I'm also the dean of the business school, and I've seen many of you, and I'm really pleased to see all our parents and partners and friends. So welcome to all of you. We had an earlier session on undergraduate graduation earlier this afternoon. So after that, I finished that event, went home, showered, changed, and as I was leaving, my wife ran up to me, "Do you want to put some cream on?" I said, "What anti-wrinkle cream?" She said, "Today's the only day your students want to take pictures with you. Might as well make it look good." So with that as a start to the evening, let me give you my welcome address and my talk. Angel mentioned in terms of thanking everybody around us, but I really want to take a minute or two just to reflect on all the thanks that we have to give, the sense of gratitude to all the people who brought us where we are today. So, of course, if I'm looking at this side and somewhere back there, your first group is actually your classmates. Many of you have required the help of everybody else to make it through, and really let's take a minute to say thank you and mean it in a way that says, I'm graduating, I couldn't have done it without you folks. So well done to your classmates as well. Yeah. One fellow's here not looking back, so I don't think he wanted his classmates. He didn't get anything out of his. The second group, of course, are your parents, partners, friends, kids. I know when I had gone through one of your other events, a spouse came up to me and said, "Prof, I'm not sure what you're doing, but you're keeping him here far longer than you should." And I said, "You sure you're talking about the same husband?" That didn't help him any. So, but you have to give thanks to your partners, family, friends. Let's give a round of applause. We've also got a fantastic faculty here and our professional staff members who you don't see every day, but who are part of how you've gone through this process, making sure wherever things didn't go according to plan, they were there to help you through it. So let's give a round of applause for our faculty as inspirers and our staff members. I've got two parts to my speech. The first half I'll call branding, and the second half I'll give you some words of inspiration. But I have to tell you that I joined 4 years ago, and in those 4 years that I've been here, I've seen the school grow, I've seen our faculty do incredibly well, and our professional staff step up to the game like nowhere else. And I think it's also part of our own coming of age, just as today you are trying to reinvent yourself, and you're starting a new trajectory, a new career. the business school at 18 years of age is far younger than any of you, right? And from that position, we are trying to figure out, is this the best way to do it? And are we going in the right direction? So for all of that, I have to say that our students have been incredible supporters as being part of our own learning journey. We usually say in a graduation ceremony, you have to talk about the university being helping students learn, but I think this is a two-way street and where we've grown along with you. I'm even more proud of your own achievements. I have to say, I've got a list of things that I want to go through just to mention, but I don't think I would get all of them. But let me start with some of how our teams have done in competitions globally. Team Kopanan has done us proud by bringing home the grand prize at the Kellogg Morgan Stanley Sustainable Investing Challenge. The winning team comprises of Mao Ying He, Teng Kai Lo, and Felicia Shaw from the MBA program. Are they here somewhere? Somewhere? Yeah? Well done. Team Bizup, represented by our MBA students again, Mao Ying He. Who's this Mao Ying person? I need to meet her. Piyush Kansal, Shobit, and Said Shahid. Yes. They turned in a stellar performance in the 2017 North Carolina State Grand Business Challenge in November. The class of 2017 students, Annabelle Chua, Akshay Tatke, Zhe Hui, and Serena Park of Team Smumba emerged champions of the 2017 Zurich Enterprise Challenge. Team Smumba beat 90 teams across 61 countries to win the top prize. Now, it's things like this that tell me that we've got fantastic students that you couldn't find anywhere else in this world. That's fantastic. Our students are also very entrepreneurial, incredibly entrepreneurial. And if you look around in terms of when we talk about our own careers, I'm a professor of entrepreneurship, so I'm biased towards entrepreneurs a little bit. Our students are not just taking on jobs, but are able to create jobs and have a multiplier effect and doing good to society. Companies, names such as Ninja Van, Shopback, Reborns, Caro, T-Box, all of them feature our students. So here's to everybody who's got an entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm wishing you all the very best when you're trying to do something. Also think entrepreneurially. Yeah? I have to do a little bit of boasting, but you can call it as branding, but I want to go through some of our rankings that we've done incredibly well this year, and we've been doing well every year, year on year. Our wealth management program, of course, has been ranked for the 4th consecutive year as the top 3 finance master's program in the world by Financial Times. We are the only one in Asia and to make it to the ranking, placing us after London Business School and Cambridge. Our Masters in Applied Finance program is ranked 4th among Asian business schools and in the 2018 Masters in Finance Pre-Experience program. But I have to tell you, one that gives me a lot of pleasure are these folks right up front, is our Executive MBA program. It's good. I thought it'll be louder, but that's okay. Our Exec MBA ranking was 24th in the world, which is incredible. And part of the rankings, they say what makes this 24th ranking in the world, but it says our Exec MBA students are among the best paid in the world. But I don't think that's what's as important to me. They are the nicest cohort in the world. Right. Let's see if our MBA students can make a louder noise when I come to that. In its 10th year, our MBA program is ranked for the first time as 49th in the world in the Financial Times Global Ranking. That's good, that's good. All right, that's a start. But our MBA program is also 30th globally and first in Singapore for the top MBA programs in finance. We started a Masters in Management program 4 years ago. Now our MIM students are also here. Let's see if they can make a louder noise than the MBA students. Yes? They need a little bit of cueing. This is what experience matters. This is why it matters. Come on, louder, okay? Our MIM program, for the first time we ranked it, came out 76th globally. And for us, this is a big deal because we use only 3 years of data, and this is the first time we could actually rank that program. And every year from now, we can see an upside to us growing with you and growing that ranking as well. So there are much better years ahead. So now I have to tell you that there is one indicator that is often overlooked. It's the quality of our faculty. So this ranking doesn't get much publicity, but the University of Texas ranks business school research to measure the quality of the intellectual capacity of a faculty. When I joined, we were ranked 58th in the world. This year, we are ranked 35 in the world. Well done to all our faculty who are right here. So not just are we 35th, which is very annoying to my neighbor who's also the dean of another business school in Singapore. We are ranked number 1 in Singapore. So not only are we the youngest business school, we've also got the smartest faculty, all right? Well done. At 18, we are the only Singaporean institution to be triple accredited, but there are 3 accreditation agencies in business schools in the world: ACSB, which is the American standard, EQUIS, which is the European standard, and AMBER, which does all MBA programs. And we have now gotten what is called a coveted triple crown in accreditation. So if I were a horse racing man, I would bet on us, right? So let me give you I have to tell you all of our successes. I've already told our students, I have to tell you faculty, but really, it's probably because I'm very handsome. That's also a good reason why we have such good results. I'm kidding. I think I ran out of jokes. So let me go to my second part of my talk. That's the good bit about the branding. So I have to tell you, when your time comes, we will send you an email to fill out a survey. Please make sure you respond to it. And please make sure you are able to give all the details and complete that survey when it comes to rankings, because that's the only way that subsequent generations would also benefit. So please make sure you do that. And yeah, thank you for doing that. So the second part of my evening's message really is about how, in this world where everything is changing, that we need a North Star. And I look at that North Star as our own purpose. The world of business education is changing alongside the world of business. So if you look at our school itself, we're experimenting with new forms of teaching, learning, deeper engagement with industry, and an emphasis on research with relevance. So when everybody talks about the world of artificial intelligence, I say we need to keep our institutions of natural intelligence relevant and make sure that we can co-create knowledge to impart not just skills for our students, but ways to think about adaptiveness, innovation, and purpose. I serve on a committee in the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and that committee is tasked with the responsibility of rewriting the corporate governance code. And sometimes in that committee, that discussion comes up that says, despite all of our great governance practices, why do we see scandals? Why do we see good people doing not so good things? And to answer that, I think we need a bit more research as well as reflection. And I'm going to use some of the research that I've done, but also some of our faculty here, who talk about the moral foundations. And they said that there are 3 moral foundations. The first one is utilitarianism. It's a long word. So when you talk about this, we think of utility. It's an ethical tradition that directs us to decide how to act based on consequences of our actions, that we ought to maximize the overall good and bring about the greatest good for the greatest number. In business, we say that profit maximization is based on this utilitarian foundation. And corporate governance systems all around the world are focused on this utilitarianism. It's just fixing on making sure we expand the best for the most. If we think about it, our kiasu mentality and an explicit emphasis on how we weigh people based on their salaries, the positions they have, creates a lens that clouds our judgment. So we see everybody based on, the week I came to Singapore, I moved from London, the week I moved here, somebody was saying that there are 5 C's, and that's how you're judged in Singapore. And I thought, that at that time itself, it struck me that it was a very utilitarian way of thinking about 5 C's. I'm sure some of you will know what the 5 C's are, but I forgot the 5 C's. I think it's like car, condo, club, and one other C is missing. But you know what I'm talking about, right? So we have to think about that we judge a lot more of the world around us based on this lens. We ignore the other 2 foundations of morality. The second one is deontology. It's a long word, but it tells us that there are rules that we ought to follow and duties we ought to do, even if it prevents good outcomes. The fundamental duty is what we call the categorical imperative, is respect and dignity for each and individual human being. Simply put, it highlights the idea that every human being has a right to be treated with dignity and respect. So when we weigh people or look at people through our lens of utility, we forget the dignity and respect that we should have for individuals. The third foundation of morality is virtue. Virtues are character traits, and if you look at SMU, we highlight 5 traits that we would like our students to have, and we call it SMU Circle Values. Commitment, integrity, responsibility, collegiality, leadership, and excellence. The virtue ethics foundation of morality shifts the focus from what the person should do to who the person is, and encourages people to think about developing a culture rather than putting rules and regulations in place. So in our world, when we emphasize utility a lot more than respect or virtue, then there is a lopsidedness in our own individual selves. So our emphasis sometimes even clashes. And people, when we lose that lens of purpose, then we go astray by making the wrong decisions. And that's where we have scandals. I made this long speech in the Monetary Authority, and their eyes glazed over a little bit and said, "Prof, that's very good. I think you should write an article about it." So yeah, it'll come out, I think, next month or so in our Institute of Directors bulletin. A few years ago, I think 2014, I wrote an article with Cardinal Vincent Nichols. A cardinal, for those of you who don't know, is a head of the Catholic Church in a particular country. In this case, I wrote it with the Cardinal of the UK. Cardinal Vincent and I, when we wrote that article, we emphasized that a focus on purpose underscores the interdependence of business and society. and assumes that business success is intertwined with success of society. Put simply, one cannot thrive without the other. I think SMU is successful because of its purpose. You would say, what, aren't all universities the same? And I think I beg to differ. It is difficult to remain local in a global world. So you constantly think, how do I balance these two when you think of our own aspirations? How we teach, interact with industry, guide our students, has to reflect that purpose of meaningful impact. For our researchers, our scholars constantly have this battle of trying to pick topics for research. And often it is expedient, in terms of publishing, to pick narrower topics that can get a quick turnaround. And that's a trade-off against building longer-term projects that have impact on community and business. So for us, wherever we look at purpose, that helps as a lens where we sort of say, you know, if we are doing this right, this is how we would make that decision. Last month, I had a second graduation. So I received an honorary doctorate from the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland. So when I was walking around the day before in St. Gallen, I'm not sure if many of you have been there, or I'm sure some of you have been there. There is an abbey library there, which is 5th century, right? And it houses some of the most treasured pieces of literature in European history. And one of those manuscripts, which was written 510 AD or something like that, was by St. Gall himself. And he talks about the 12 abuses of life. When we talk about abuse of, I think, he says something that you've wasted your life if, and he states certain examples which sticks in my mind. He says if you wasted your life if you're an old man without faith, a community without order, a young man without obedience, a rich man without charity, and it goes on. And he ends with a wise man without good works. So given that I'm in the company of professors and students, my message to you is simply this, is to reflect on your own purpose. Don't let your career aspirations cloud who you want to be as a person. And whatever you do, think of it as, how am I having meaningful impact? For the graduating students, here are some simple lessons that have helped me in my career. I try to be the hardest working person in the team. I have to tell you, I've got a pretty darn good team, but I still try to be the hardest working person in the team. And you invest the marginal hour in your own growth. So I say, what is a marginal hour? If you are expected to put in 10 hours, put in 11. It's like a pension. Each day it may not count as much, but when you look back in 20 or 30 years of your career, that's a lot of effort that you have put in. And that marginal hour should go in your own growth, your own personal growth in terms of capabilities, but also your own growth as a person. You could also invest that marginal hour in others around you so that they can grow with you. So when you feel challenged and when you're down, ask yourself if what you are doing fits your purpose. Before I end, I have to say, you are now part of the SMU family. Please stay connected, join our alumni, be an active partner. We need each other for our own growth and progress. And when you are stuck at some point, count on us to help you through it. Please come back and lend a helping hand in whichever way you can, and be our champions. Speak highly of us so that others would think highly of you. So let me close by wishing all of us, our faculty, our students, our staff, our family members, a fruitful journey ahead to find that purpose together. Today is your big day. Go have a good time, and I wish you all the success in whatever you do. Congratulations, keep growing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Jerry, for that very inspiring speech. Every year, a graduate representative is chosen to make a speech on behalf of his or her entire cohort based on their performance not only in the classroom, but also out of their classroom. So this year, it gives me great pleasure to invite Jasmine Tan Chia-Ching, the winner of the DBS Bank Award for the top student in the Master of Science in Communication Management on stage to deliver a speech on behalf of her cohort. Jasmine, please.
A very good evening, Dean of Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Professor Gerard George. Dean of Postgraduate Professional Programs, Associate Professor Termin Suwardi. Esteemed faculty, administrative staff, family, friends, guests, and fellow graduates, good evening. I'd like to thank Lee Kong Chian School of Business, as well as the organizing committee, for selecting me as the postgraduate representative. I'm honored to be given this position and opportunity to speak on behalf of my fellow graduates. Now, this evening is truly an evening of celebration with our loved ones and friends. But let us not forget to not just celebrate, but, my friends, cerebrate. That's right, to actually think about this journey and the many new adventures that await us all. I believe that all of us here are familiar with certain language like Latin. These quotes are actually very unique to today's speech, and it's an academic language that still lives on today. As such, I feel it's apt that I use 3 Latin quotes tonight to anchor my speech, and hopefully they too will be your North Star in this journey called life. The 3 quotes are Veni, Vidi, Vici, Docendo Decimus, and lastly, Dum Spiro Spero. Now don't worry, I'll explain it to you, and hopefully they too will inspire you today. The first, Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. All of us here tonight are victors in our own right, for we have all completed our very own hero's journey, one that's fraught with numerous challenges. Now, challenges may come in different forms, and I'm sure it's different for each and every one of us. But it does not discount the fact that every single challenge involves a great deal of courage and effort to overcome them all. I myself had a challenge when I joined SMU. Now, some of you may know, I'm sure my classmates know, that I do not have any academic background nor work experience in the area of communications. What I do have is a strong background in the science. In fact, I was a biology undergraduate and went on to teach the subject as an MOE teacher for a good number of years. So you can imagine, I always had that great passion for communications, but never really took the plunge. So only in 2016 did I decide to take this leap of faith and go forth to explore a new adventure. Feeling almost like the archetypal hero character we're so familiar with in movies like Star Wars and stories we've grown up with, I was excited. It's a new journey, one with new treasures and new friendships to make, but at the same time, one that was challenging, one that was uncertain for me. I didn't know what to expect. I can still remember during the admissions interview when I was asked if I could catch up, let alone be on par with my fellow peers who are experienced practitioners in their own field. So you can imagine, from day one, the odds were stacked against me. I can still remember my first seminar on a Friday night where I actually asked myself, had I made the wrong choice? Why must I deliberately choose to push myself, move out of my comfort zone, and try something new. However, deep down inside, I knew the answer. What's life if we don't truly push ourselves to the limit? Only then can we say that we have truly lived this life. In retrospect, I have no regrets. What I lacked in experience are made up for with effective effort, which is the concept of having strategy and hard work. And that, my friends, saw me through these times of challenges and adversity. I believe what also helped us was the support from our academic team, of our faculty, and our staff, who made it so much more engaging and enriching for us, and I believe we now view them as our mentors in life. Of course, not to forget our peers. They too made this journey so much more memorable for us, and when it felt lonely, they made it feel like home. As such, my friends, today we can proudly declare that we are victors in our own right. We have completed this hero's journey, slain our monsters, and emerged victorious with treasures in the form of new knowledge, friendship, and experiences. We can declare, Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Now, my second thought for tonight is Docendo Decimus. By teaching, we learn. This quote is something that resounds very deeply in me as an educator myself. But I feel this is applicable to all of you here tonight, no matter what field or discipline you may be in. Two of my professors who have inspired me during my journey, Prof. Mark and Prof. Ro, have always told me to view this academic qualification as more than just that. In fact, our master's degree is a tool to empower us all. And by doing so, let us empower others in our daily interactions. By doing what we are doing, imparting our skills and knowledge, we too are actually teaching. And by doing so, we grow and learn. How can we do that, you may ask? Well, it could be about being more skillful in your job. It could be about being a better mentor or boss to your subordinates or your peers. Whatever you do in your interaction, use this tool to help inspire and help others by paying it forward. I believe that you then too will grow and learn. Of course, we too are like butterflies emerging from our metaphorical cocoons, transiting from students to alumni. Let us not forget to give back to SMU. For as much as we have received, we should give. And how can we do that? Whether it is about being part of alumni initiatives or even contributing to the class gift of 2018, whatever you choose, never forget to pay it forward. So my friends, Docendo Decimus, by teaching, we learn and grow together as one. My final quote for tonight is Dum Spiro Spero. While I breathe, I hope. I believe that most of us, if not all of us here tonight, have dreams and goals in life. It's normal, and I think that's what makes us human, this concept of self-actualization. I'd like to encourage you to continue to seek that goal, that dream of yours, and never give up. And to help you do that, I'd like to remind us to always remember the concept of lifelong learning. We know that there is no expiration date for learning, and truly, the only person standing in your way is yourself. Whether it is about learning a new language or skill from a peer or a friend, whether it's about going for professional development courses or even pursuing a PhD, the sky's the limit. What's stopping you? I personally feel that in today's day and age, we are living in a results-oriented world, and that takes away the joy of true learning. We are too fixated on the end goal, the result, that it results in a fear of failure, which I believe is very true for all of us. May I challenge us tonight to recalibrate our thoughts and our view of this world and start to realize that there is more to learning than just the end result and the goal. Instead, let us learn to enjoy the true process of learning. Only then can we embrace it. Being a new lecturer now in Singapore Polytechnic, I always tell my students, as I have said many years ago, it is not about the length of journey that matters, but the experiences that count. Long or short, difficult or easy, these challenges, these experiences make you who you are today. So let us continue to seek better versions of ourselves. My friends, whether you're going to choose to learn out of pragmatism or out of passion, I'd like to encourage you to never stop learning, because dumb sparrow sparrow, while I breathe, I hope. Class of 2018, let us continue to inspire new lives and fill new chapters in this book of life. I like to say, carpe diem, carpe noctem, carpe vitam. Let's seize the day, seize the night, seize life. Congratulations, we have done it. And all of us, let's give a round of applause. We have come so far, and my friends, it doesn't end here. Can I ask you a final question tonight? What will you choose to seize today? Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. That was certainly a very heartfelt and heartwarming speech. So once again, thank you, Jasmine. And graduates, postgraduates, I should say, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the presentation of the postgraduate degrees. So for this, I would like to invite on stage Dean Jerry. Dean Jerry, please.
Executive Master of Business Administration, Jaspreet Singh Dua. Asaf Cohen. Ng Zi Kiang. Peter Milner Jorgensen. Justin Long Fu Song. Michael Walter. Sasitharan Krishnasamy. Neil Robert Bowyer. Ian Teo Seng Hong. Lin Yu Mei. Non Kam Fong. Loy Sai Ling. Melissa Mitra. Tu Xiaohan. Enrique Meja Martin Peñasco. Mohan Mondal. So Chin Hua. Patricia Gutierrez Aparicio. Tan Tai Tiong. Huang Chi Yun. Kevin Jeffrey Wong. Peter Yap Wan Shen. Richard Wen. Ping Chenji. Cao Ye. Teo Chung Pin. Yves Dillet. IE SMU Master of Business Administration, Lee Chin Fang Jeannie. Master of Business Administration, Paul Benji Balayut. Jeremy Jen Bouquet Cole. John Oliver Ongo. Maria Fanina Ponce Enrile Yenko. Hui Zhe. Seng Yu Chun Stephanie. Soon Park. Ko Ertia. Wan Liga. Helena Patricia March. Owen Ho Wiley. Sharon Chowdhury. Anuj Shah. Siddhima Nigam. Bansal Niharika Rajesh. Sudhanshu Agarwal. Pranav Balachandra Yadalam. Nasiha Kadir. Rahul Chowdhury. Akhilesh Modi. Sobhit Komalavali Hariharan. Sit Chi Yao. Radhika Triloksin Jala. Ting Yanan. Eng Bun Hyong. Hao Kian Beng Elvin. Balachandran, son of Krishnamurti. Hao Kai King. Nagarajan Prabhu. Tan Xiao Wei. Liao Wen Li Sherman. Annabelle Diskaya Chua. Lynette Lee Pacing. Timothy Go Tiente. Keith Tan Bun Kin. Ame Kumar Jha. T. Lip Wee. Ding Chen. Dibarshi Bandyopade. Chong Yi Hao. Chong Wei Kang Eugene. Li Qianhao. Ong Zhao Lin. Suya Shukla. Ali Pudukidi. Piyush Kansal. Teo Chun Ching. Ong Yi Wei. Adrian Lunadi. Ma Shengnian. Wu Yue. Yu Wanqing. So Mei Ting Cheryl. Siddhartha Mukteshwar Dyoruka. Aditya Biswas. Abhinav Akash. Utkarsha Singh. Arushi Verma. Dubey Nikita Ape. Syed Sahid Imadullah. Srilekha Jasti. Vinay Rajiv Mune. Wen Vet Ho. Shivendra SJB Rana. Saman Barsingh Tapa. Abhishek Gupta. Sattvi Malhotra. Mihir Shah. Pranay Sikchi. Rebecca Moreno Relis. Yang Yen Mei. Zhang Zhibing. Huang Po Chi, Vishwa Chaitanya Prasad Sharai, Sidhu Gurbinder Singh, Shui Min, Huang Rongta Allen, So Ita, Li Xiaoye, Sirak Jongsrilit, To Wei Lin, Master of Human Capital Leadership, Suen Man Mei Geraldine, Chao Xian Mei, Chong Liang Kenneth, Cassandra Tan Yen Ping, Lee Kwan King Candy, Lee Chun Kiao Wendy, Ang Hui Hong, Sid Biwa Sharon, Reblora Thomas Buhay, Tan Welshi, Posadas Valentin Lorenza Jr. Raimundo, Teo Wei Hao Benjamin, Lau Yongguan Anthony, Hu Yunming Janice, Ng Wee Kiat Stanley, Go Simin Vermilion, Lim Chien Carol, Pei Li Ling, Tang Ping Ping, Chen Chen. Tan Su Xian Geraldine. Chua Sok Hun. Master of Science in Communication Management, Tan Tia Tsing Jasmine. Winner of DBS Bank Award for the top student in Master of Science in Communication Management. Ye Ya. Ma Rui. Yang Yan. Wang Kun. Noelia Gomez Siles. Sarah Felicity Anderson. Leong Moon Kyung Jonathan. Lin Liang Min. Leonard Wong Long He. Tan Sok Yi Joan. Si Jin Lee. Ariani Kuswadi. Chua Mei Lee Anne Marie. Ang Hui Ping. Matthias Joseph Bider Sedelia. Ellen Ng Miao Peng. Chia Ka Sing Jesslyn. Go Ziling. Pei Xiajin. Liu Amy Yingting. Tan Chiu Wen. Tracy Lee Yok Chin. Yu Chiwei Ryan. Ho Yok Chu. Sing Keng Lun. Manoj, son of Prabodha Chandran. Leon Tan Pin Wen. Rachel Wong Siu Siu. Liu Jia Li Joanne. Kara Fung Yu Ting. Aviana Pramono. Sukhwinder Kaur, daughter of Avatar Singh. Linu, daughter of Ramesh Kumar Tarani. Hu Mei Na. Tay Kia Hui Serene. Josephine Tan Lee Ching. Master of Science in Management, Janine Maika Du Ui. Loralie De Jesus C. Ping. Kenny Hendra Hendrickson Hing. Ann Gunawan Agrippina Goy. Dong Yu Hang. S. Arshad Ahmed. Ernest V. Hersheng. Shubham Sarogi. Karan Hitesh Shah. Vidur Khanna. Jonathan Ariola Oi. Zhang Miao Ran. Agus Hockey. Stephen Yapri. Elvin Varianto Setayawan. Marco Antonius. Wang Mo. 吴若玉、Vidushi Kemani, Teng Yiling, Wang Siqi, Huang Qianqian, Sanjana Hariharan, Veena Unitantra, Jessica Stephanie Kusuma, Intan Puji Lestari, Francisca Fanisari Go, Luo Yu, Han Rui, He Yichen, Su Hang, Yu Chaozhang, Arshia Oswald, Wang Yue, Lu Jiani, Pauline Susanto, Andre Simaputera, Pratik Daruka, Yuan Quan, Zhang Wentian, Zhang Yuwen, Hao Sihan, Jia Ru, He Jiayi, Wang Juan, Fang Qiqi, Liu Yang, Wang Xueran, Li Haonan, Lei Mengjia, Xing Wenzhang, Liang Guangfeng, Zhou Xiaoshi, Lu Siye, Anand Goyal, Abhishek Shrida, Roshni Jain, Pratana Sibal, Zhang Hanping, Bahar Mahesh Deshmukh, Abir Suri, Manpreet, Ravi Agarwal, Aradhya Kasliwal, Aman Lalit Mabubani, Miriam Philip, Sanjeev Jolly Santosh, Aditya Gupta, Konak Marwaha, Gaurav Girish Jain, Akshit Garg, Hu Yening, Liu Chongrui, Kevin Clement Tiayadi, Yu Jianing, Yang Jiayi, Akhilesh Vich, Sanjana Aniket Shrauti, Sagrika Nandeshwar. Sakshi Agrawal. Wen Thi Thui Dong. Theodorus Kenny Suryadi. Abigail Kurnidia. Rani Tamshivasakti. Dedi Nigolan. Bayu Dharma Suryana. Kai Robert Loeffler. Saurav Agarwal. Sonal Jain. Shivangi Agarwala. Jong Won Kim. Paulina Blanca Greta Robles. Shalini Malupadi. Lin Ta Yao. Sachi Nimesh Doshi. Kartik Kukreja. Ashita Gogia. Xue Wen Sophia. Victor Tan Se Kai. Albert Elvin Lopez Antonio III.
Thank you, Dean Jerry. Graduates, we did it! With this, dear professors, family, and friends, thank you for joining us in this celebration. As this ceremony draws to a close, we're going to do something significant as a symbol of graduation. So could I request all graduates to please stand up? And now, we will adjust our tassels from the right to the left to indicate that you have graduated. Okay, hold on. It only gets even more exciting from here because we're going to do something that we've seen in hundreds of movies. It is the mandatory celebratory toss. So, on my count of 3, I would like all the graduates to prepare to toss your mortarboards into the air. Are you all ready? Okay. I think we can afford a little more enthusiasm. Graduates, are you all ready? All right. Cameras out, smiles on my count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations to all graduates! Congratulations to all graduates. But if you have rented those mortarboards, I suggest that you pick them up and put them back on, right? Because you're going to need it. So once again, congratulations to all graduates. May I request friends and family to remain seated so that the faculty and graduates may leave the hall. For this, I would like to invite Dean Jerry to lead the grand recessional. Dean Jerry, please. With that, we have officially come to the end, and now I would like to invite the graduates to take their walk of fame to leave the hall. Okay, thank you to all the parents and friends for waiting. Do join us for refreshments at level 2. Once again, my name is Angel and it has been a pleasure being your MC this evening.